We're talking Roy Thomas on Amazing Spider-Man today. Roy Thomas took over for Stan Lee for a lot of titles, and Spider-Man is one of them, but for only 4 issues. It is probably the shortest run on Amazing Spider-Man, shy of somebody just doing a one-shot fill-in. I don't know if you can even call 4 issues a real run, but because it was the first without Stan Lee, we have to talk about it. Also, incredibly significant in 4 issues is he creates Morbius, the living vampire. You'll all remember from Morbing Time. Do I think Morbius is Roy Thomas's most significant creation in all of comics? Somewhat. I definitely think it's got to be up there. But there's a lot of controversy on what Roy Thomas did and didn't create. We're not going to get into that because this isn't an X-Men video. Roy Thomas did a great job taking over for Stan Lee on a lot of books. Avengers and X-Men were both titles that he took over. I think his Avengers run starts a little slow and then becomes one of the best of all time. I think his X-Men run is okay, but then once he gets to the Neil Adams art, some very memorable issues there. As far as his 4 issues of Spider-Man, I think that they are pretty good, but they're kind of weird. The first issue with Morbius is continuing issue 100, where Spider-Man has like the 6 arms, and that is a good issue. It's pretty classic for the most part, even though there's some horror elements. And then that continues into issue 102, where we continue with Morbius and also the lizard there. So that one's pretty basic. The next one's really weird, though. It has Gog, which I believe Roy Thomas created. I'm not positive. These videos, I don't do a lot of research beforehand, so sorry whoever did create Gog, whether it's Roy Thomas, and I'm not giving him enough credit. Gil Kane, I believe, is the artist on a lot of these, and then also Craven is in this one. So that's more of like a jungle Tarzan story. It's Gwen Stacy, if I'm remembering correctly. It's been at least a decade or 2 since I've read these, but she's in there. It's not a very Spider-Man-like story, but that's okay. It's still relatively entertaining. So do I recommend the Roy Thomas run? It's fine. It's cool. The Morbius stuff, definitely, because at one point or another, you should get into Morbius as a Spider-Man villain. But the other 2 issues, you could take them or leave them. They have done other things with Gog since then, so if you were really looking for at least a Spider-Man origin of Gog, that's a good choice. But I think that if you were wanting to really read Roy Thomas's best work, some of the later Avengers stories, maybe the Neil Adams Spider-Man, X-Men stuff, this would be the Spider-Man issue of his to read. But all in all, it's fine. It's nothing. I don't know if he thought he was going to do more or was just like doing Stan a favor. I'm really not too sure. But, you know, he was kind of the guy who just took over back then. So, small run, but still kind of significant just for creating Morbius, even if he's not an A-list Spider-Man villain. He's probably considered at least a B-list. I mean, he got a movie. He was played by Jared Leto. That's phenomenal, right? Well, if you want to read a comic book where Jared Leto will never play one of the characters, check out mine, Treasure of the Mystic Hearts. It's a fun adventure romance comic book with magic, monsters, heroism, hope, a whole lot of great stuff. Renan Shoddy is the artist. Angel R.D. is the colorist. We've got a really fun story here. You can either get this preview of the graphic novel for just $5 in the TikTok shop, or if you want to just pre-order the whole 110-page graphic novel, check out the links in my bio. You'll find out a whole lot more information there. Thank you. Have a great day.